On a personal level, there was a wedding in the family and we couldn't travel for that. My sister was supposed to enroll in culinary school overseas and that's been put on hold. I, as an athlete, had a lot of races lined up for 2020 and obviously they've been cancelled and I've had to alter my training. And one very important lesson that I have learned from this pandemic is to, especially when lockdown first started, is to make the most of all the supplies and the resources that I had on hand, and to be more mindful about how much I was wasting, and ensure that I am not as wasteful as I was in the past. On a professional level, I work for a sports event management company, and fortunately for us, being summer, all our races, it was our off season, and so our first race was only in June, which we've now pushed to September. We don't expect to see the same number of participants every year, so we're expecting there to be a lot of changes in the way we organize our races too, keeping in mind safety and health precautions. I'm a triathlete and I swim, cycle and run. That is my sport. I haven't been in a swimming pool since March. I've managed to run outdoors for the very first time since lockdown last week around the 10th. And I have an indoor trainer at home, so I set up my bike on that and I've been doing my bike training. That's been consistent. It's been thrice a week. I also train on top of my terrace. I have a couple of very basic gym equipment, and so I do my strength training up there twice a week. And I've been focusing on weak areas that I would often neglect when training was regular, and also working out the niggles that have been bothering me. So that's how I have changed. How I've modified my training during this lockdown. With social distancing being the norm, I don't see swimming pools opening up very soon, although there are talks that certain states are going to allow swimming pools to open after lockdown 3 gets over, but that will only be to competitive and national state level swimmers, not to regular athletes like me. Even if they do open up to the public, I am going to give it some time because I'd like to see just how well the authorities are maintaining social distancing and what are the safety precautions that they have in place. It is really important that I get back to swimming as soon as possible, but my health is of prime importance too, and I'm going to give it some time. Triathlon is a really lonely sport. I mean, you can be thousands of athletes out there on race day, but it's just you alone racing, alone with your thoughts, and out there on that course. And so when the going gets tough, it's the crowd that helps you move forward. And with social distancing being the norm and the number of events reduced and the number of people coming out to support us athletes out there going to be far less than what it used to be earlier, it's going to be really tough for us, especially during the hard parts of the course, or towards the end when you really want to give up and you're questioning yourself. It is the crowd that cheers you on, that pushes you, that motivates you and tells you can do it, standing out there with all their fancy signs and all the funny signs, their signs that motivate you and really push you towards that finish line. So with that not we assume that's not going to be there anymore. We athletes have to really dig really deep and focus a lot on our mental training and being absolutely mentally strong to see ourselves through no matter what, and we're going to have to rely on ourselves so much more because we're not going to have the energy of the crowd. It's just us and our adrenaline, and it's going to be hard, but it's something I'm afraid we're going to have to get used to. I, for one, am definitely going to miss the crowd because there's nothing like being cheered uh, by the crowd when you cross that finish line. That's a whole different feeling. Social distancing being a norm has given rise to races to go virtual. Um, as a triathlete, Ironman has launched virtual races. We're in race number 7. Just how you would do a triathlon, of course, minus the swim, because they've made it a run, bike, run format. Just as you would race in person somewhere across the world, you now have the ability to do that same race within the confines either of your own home or around your vicinity. Upload your numbers on a virtual platform and compete with triathletes all across the world. So that's happening now. Just as you would watch pro athletes race, we're able to do that now. And the pro athletes are racing from their own homes and they're competing with each other, within their own homes. And that's really strange because, I mean, you want to be there watching it live. There are some races that just don't have the same energy and the buzz as watching it on TV or OTT platforms. But this is the norm now. We're fortunate to still be able to race thanks to the virtual media, and if this is the way forward, it's not going to be a lot of fun because the whole buzz of race day and being surrounded with athletes high on energy and adrenaline is a whole different feeling, and it's going to take some getting used to, but this is the way forward, I assume. It is the crowds that really get you going, and you look to them to cheer you on, especially they're holding up all these really cool signs, funny signs, motivating signs. So that's sad that for an athlete not to have that kind of support. And while athletes are very mentally strong, we're going to have to dig really deeper in when it gets hard for us, because it's just going to be us having to push ourselves. And to give you an example, so Ironman created a set of virtual races, and this is during the time when running outdoors in Bangalore was prohibited. So I actually ran 5 kilometers up on my terrace within a 20-meter space. So I did close to 200 laps, if you would call that, of a 20-meter space, and it was mentally very, very hard to get myself going. And one of the things that I really missed was the crowd and the energy, telling me, oh, you got this and you can do this, and it's just 5 kilometers, you've got a little more to go, you're almost there, those kind of things. And I really had to dig very deep to motivate myself to finish that. And I was constantly questioning myself, why did I sign up for something as ridiculous as this? But as athletes, we don't quit. So I had to find it within myself to finish that, and it was just 5 kilometers, but it felt like I had run a marathon. So as athletes, we really are going to miss the energy of the crowd and everything that an event brings to us. It's gonna be hard.